Blankets, once cherished by 6-year-old Lily and 5-year-old Jack Sullivan, now reminders.
It was one of her favorite blankets.
Okay, yeah, it's got the cherries on it.
Yeah. Every blanket she had was her favorite, especially if it was pink.
Cheryl Robinson and Angeline Maloney Arsenault are both close with the children's mother. They've spent the last 9 months doing their best to offer support since Jack and Lily disappeared.
Lily and Jack are still missing, but you wouldn't know it from that clip. So in today's video, let's continue analyzing these family friends to figure out if they know something we don't. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation, so if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access to new videos, over 60 exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. It's never a good sign when people involved in a missing persons case start talking about the missing person in the past tense. Usually it means that they have some sort of proof or inkling that they're already past, which makes me wonder why these friends of the missing children's mother are talking about the kids in the past tense and what she's told them or revealed to them. So let's get straight back into it and pick up where we left off. And just in case you missed part 1, I'll link it below so you can watch it next. All right, let's watch.
And so how are you supporting her now through this?
She has been here pretty much every day since the kids went missing. Yeah. We just try to help her and guide her in the right direction and give her the hope that the kids will be found.
How is she doing?
Not great. I've noticed a significant decrease in her weight since the kids have gone missing. She's just trying to take it day by day.
How did the rest of that week go?
It was hard, especially the 6th day when they scaled back the search, but we never gave up the hope of finding them. And we still don't.
They say they're never giving up hope in one breath, and then they're basically eulogizing the kids and talking about how much they used to love their blankets in the next. So what's going on here? Well, I think they're just doing whatever they think will make us feel the most sorry for Malaya in the moment, rather than just telling the truth. That's why there's so many contradictions in this interview, and none of it really makes sense if you think about it for a second or two. So my big question about this entire interview is this: are they defensive because Malaya confided in them and told them the truth about what happened, or because they deduced that she's probably guilty by observing her weight loss, her complete apathy about her missing kids, or just the simple fact that she left her home the day she reported the kids missing and has been living with them ever since instead of waiting around even for one day for the kids to return. Remember, if Malaya's story is true, her kids wandered off into dense rural woods with something like a 20-minute head start, yet she somehow knew that waiting around for them for even a couple hours would have been in vain. In fact, she didn't even seem to have any interest in being there if any searchers found her kids in order to hug them and let them know everything would be okay right away. Or maybe they're just defensive for some other reason, like the mean people in their computer screens. Well, let's keep watching because we're about to get a clue.
Now that we're more than 8 months into this case, how is everyone doing with this?
It seems like it gets worse every day.
Frustration comes to mind, especially when you sit there and you kind of feel like your hands are tied, and how much that you can do. Like, how many times can you go out and search a woods? You feel limited on the types of things that you can do.
What keeps you up at night?
I feel like it's just trying to piece together, like, what happened. Because if maybe you could figure that out, then, like, you would know where they might be. But it's just the not knowing.
We don't really have any direction, so we're not sure which way to go. There's a lot of components to this case, and you worry about if you're missing something, or if you know something that's, little that could matter.
What's not adding up for you?
The whole case.
Anything in particular?
The different stories we've heard over the last several months. If you don't know what happened, then there shouldn't be any stories. It should be, I don't know.
I agree. If you don't know what happened, there shouldn't be any stories, and you should be saying, I don't know, which makes Cheryl's insistence that Malaya is a great mother and definitely didn't have anything to do with her kid's disappearance so suspicious. By her own logic, the fact that she even has a story at all about who's innocent and who isn't means she knows what happened. Now, do I agree with that logic? No. But if I had to bet, I bet she's seen something or heard something that confirmed to her that Malaya is guilty, which is why she's so defensive. Whether she's willing to admit that even to herself is a different story. But we're not done yet because, as I said in part 1, even though they set out to defend Malaya in this interview, it does nothing but backfire because they're not being candid. And this next segment might be the most damaging one of all because it goes straight to Malaya's alibi. Listen to this.
We met at the volunteer search back in November. What were your impressions going back to the scene then?
I almost felt sick. We were hoping that we would be able to find them, to have some type of closure to the case.
And so leaving there, what did you feel?
We felt a lot of disappointment, but also a lot of relief. We didn't find them, so it gave us hope that they're still okay.
Did you leave there with the impression they weren't in the woods?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you go through the woods with the lens of 2 little children navigating that and whether that would be possible?
We did, like the cliffs and the hills and the water and the amount of times that we had fallen. A number of us fell. There was a few injuries through different teams. Yeah, it's hard to think that they could have navigated any further than a kilometer, really.
By their own admission, Malaya's story that she slept in for a couple minutes so the kids wandered off to a point where they couldn't be found just doesn't make sense. The woods are just simply too dense. Furthermore, Daniel's story that he hopped into the car to drive around and check all the culverts and all the places the kids might have gone really doesn't make sense because he knows how dense the woods are. If their story is true that the kids wandered off into the woods all on their own, why would he possibly think that they could have gone so far that he would need a car to spot them? Anyone who's been following my analysis of this case since day one will know I never like seeing a person who reports a kid missing taking a long drive either before or right after reporting them missing. Usually that long drive is when they dump the body. I'll link my playlist of this case on the end card if you want to binge watch my analysis from day one, as well as part 1 of the analysis of this interview if you want to catch up on that. Until next time, stay true.